Hey, everybody. It's Scott from Save Our Shops, Louisiana. We are now 3 days out until we drop the first episode of our podcast, LABizSOS, on YouTube. Hope you'll tune in and watch the first episode as we get into more about the mission for Save Our Shops, Louisiana. But since we're just 3 days out, I wanted to share some behind the scenes footage and talk a little bit more about how I started down this path, sharing a few images of that behind the scenes, describe what's going on. I'm using this time to get a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera because I got to tell you, it is really not something that I'm accustomed to. Although I'm in front of people a lot, it's not the same talking to a camera. Over the years, until I started Save Our Shops Louisiana, just before the holidays, I probably posted to social media about 10 times over the last 10 years. It was not really something that just has come natural to me. So bear with me here while I discuss some of the things that got me motivated to put myself out there and do this, as well as talk to you about how the idea came to be. First off, there's me, not looking too comfortable in front of the camera, but the idea was in my head for Save Our Shops Louisiana. Started to get organized. This was the beginning of the home studio. You could see it's a wreck, taking my office and trying to get the equipment connected, come up with how I was going to present Save Our Shops. I started to get in front of the camera a little bit, upgraded my microphone, tried to find ways to make it look a little bit more professional. You can see it's still a wreck, all the wires and cords, not something pleasant to look at. Practicing, kept at it. Sometimes I'd be practicing at 3, 4 in the morning. For those of you that know me, that won't come as a surprise. For those of you that don't know me, I'm not really a sleeper. So it's not unusual for me to be up very early after just a few hours of sleep and working on things, keeping my mind busy. Sometimes that's just movies, hanging out. Sometimes it's work. So we'll get into more of that later as we go through various episodes of the podcast, I'm sure. So, got a desk, got some chairs, which is more in the layout that you see behind me live, or as we bring guests on in future episodes of the podcast, something a little bit more professional. The rest of the office is cleaned up. Just want to give you all kind of an idea of the evolution of how we got to where we are for the first episode of the podcast. This is a little footage of gift boxes that I've been preparing to send out to various brokers and business owners, targets that I have in mind for businesses I'd like to acquire, gift boxes for guests. I designed the box myself. I don't know if that says a lot, but it is pretty outrageous. That was kind of the goal: make an impression, make it memorable. The artwork, like Pelican and the Save Our Shops banner, the crawfish, the musician that's on my hat, and on various gear, were designed by locally inspired artists and then put to print. So I hope you guys go to the website, soslouisiana.com, purchase some gear, and share the Louisiana pride. This is an example of what's in the gift box: coffee mug, tote bag, hat, and the other side of that is a little bit different with the logos. I hope you get yourself some gear and share the pride. For our special guests, we'll have one of these gift boxes. And if you're a broker and are interested in doing business with SOS Louisiana, reach out. We'll send you a gift box. We'll be sending several out in the next couple of weeks for brokers around the state to begin building relationships there. It's one of the approaches that I'm using to understand what's on market and what's off market as I target certain businesses. So then we're to today and that evolution of things. But I look back as I first started out. Here I am early in the morning at some point because I'm still in my pajamas, practicing or cutting some type of video that I might have dropped earlier. There's another pajama shot in one of the shirts I put on when I get up in the morning to stay warm. Mike the Tiger. So that goes into why Louisiana. Why do I talk about Louisiana pride? especially since I'm a guy from New Jersey. I'm still a Philadelphia Eagles fan, always will be. You'll never break me of that. But I am a Louisiana fan as well. Little background, when I moved to Louisiana in, I guess it was 2006, as it was the day before the Hurricane Gustav. And even though I was new here, there were a lot of people came to offer me hot coffee the morning after the hurricane, and it was very memorable to me. And as the years went by and I met more people and started living some of that Louisiana lifestyle, fishing out in the Gulf, oh, bad catch there, but a good catch here, and moved to Shreveport in 2018 and built my home here on the river, and love living here and outdoors. Spent a whole lot of time building a place outdoors to, I guess you could call it my outdoor office. Maybe we'll broadcast from there in the summer, but this weekend it's going to be way too cold for that. But building a lifestyle around Louisiana living, and it's absolutely beautiful. The people are fantastic. And I guess you could say that I might be northern born, but I am southern by choice. I am Louisianan by choice. There is no doubt that this is the lifestyle for me, and this is where I belong. And that's where the SOS mission stems from, is my love for the life that I've been able to build here, and the people that I have surrounding me, the network that I've built. I do business, or have business relationships in every parish in the state, all 64 parishes. I spend a lot of time on the road traveling, meeting people, talking with people, doing shows and conferences around the state. And I feel like I've put down roots here. And that's why this mission is so important to me. Do a little bit of cooking, love to smoke, barbecue, can cook in the kitchen, a few adult beverages from time to time. This is over the holidays. I'm not sure if that one should be in there, but we're going to leave it in anyway. Little Thanksgiving birds, or actually, this was Christmas, I guess. Thanksgiving, I went and spent time with my daughters up in Georgia, and that leads us to where we are today. Is the office has been redone. The angle's a little bit different than what you see. Our setup is a little bit different. The little look things that have gotten this podcast off the ground. And I hope you'll be there January 28th to watch the first episode. And I hope we learn something together. So the mission of Save Our Shops Louisiana is fairly simple, and it is to acquire Louisiana-based businesses and keep those businesses in Louisiana hands. Keep the jobs and the revenue that they generate in the communities that they serve for a long time to come. Learn more about that. Join us for the first episode, January 28th on YouTube, LABizSOS podcast. I'll see you January 28th. Thanks for tuning in.